Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the importance of education because of a tweet from a guy named Scott Adams. That's the person who created Dilbert, a character that highlights the inefficiency and ineffectiveness of large bureaucracies. And he has an interesting take here. Why can't members of the military unionize? You know why. It's obvious. Yet teachers can form unions, and they have similar importance to Homeland Security. First, yeah, they do. Good for you for recognizing that. My question is, if they have similar importance, why don't they have virtually unlimited funding? Why isn't their funding included in a must-pass bill? Why don't they have TRICARE for Life, banks that cater to them specifically? Thank you, USAA. Preferential home loans, all of this stuff. You know how they could get some of that? Unions. I would point out that the person who made their fortune highlighting how large bureaucracies exploit the worker has a problem with workers leveling the playing field. It would be great if we recruited people straight out of high school, paid for them to become educated, to become teachers, much like we do the military, because it is that important to national security. We had somebody who seemed to be asking a genuine question. How is being a teacher anything like being in the military when it comes to national security? And they brought up the image of you don't see teachers storming the beaches at Normandy. You're right, you don't. However, the landing craft that brought them to the beach was developed by people who were well educated. The aircraft, the physics required to put the artillery where it needed to be, the skill set all came from education. The technology that the U.S. military depends on to be on the battlefield comes from those educated, most times from public school. It is that important. Aside from that, I would point it out a different way. If you enlist after your recruiter, when you first show up, who is the first person you meet? A person in a funny hat who is yelling at you, right? And what are they doing? They're a teacher. Their job is to educate because it is that critically important. If you're talking about the U.S. Army, go to the other end. The most elite of the elite. Another group of people in funny hats, long tabs, U.S. Army Special Forces. What is their job? They're teachers. The most elite unit in the U.S. military are teachers. They found a way to weaponize education. They show up and they train local forces so they can train more. And it fields a military very quickly. That's why a lot of governments are so fearful of the Green Berets. It's not because they are stone cold killers. I mean, they are. But it's mainly because they can raise an army by educating them. Education is critical to national security, and it needs to be treated like that. It needs to be funded like that. And aside from just the national security aspects of it, it permeates every other facet of this country and of the world. Anyway, it's just a thought. Have a good day.